last series opportunity against Alabama. How exciting is it to have a chance in a big series like this for both teams?
Can we pull this? Yeah, it's super exciting. Obviously, there's big rival or our biggest rival, so getting a chance to go up there and compete for 3 days, and getting a chance to take a series win, hopefully a sweep, would be a big deal for us. Obviously, put us in a good position, and so we're excited about it. We feel good about where we are. So, and there's nothing like playing a team with Alabama across their chest. So we're just excited about it.
Bryson, Butch mentioned that y'all are staying patient with the pitching staff and trying to, be positive with them. What are some things you would say to them right now as it gone through this period of struggles?
Yeah, me and Kason have both been on a team in 2021 where it was, kind of divided position players and pitchers, and we're kind of making it a point this year, and we're not going to let that happen. The goal of a team is for us to score more runs than they allow, and for them to allow less runs than we, than for them to allow less runs than we score. So it's a team effort, and I would just say, stay in the fight and keep competing as much as you possibly can, and that the position players are behind them, and we would expect the same from them. So it takes a full team to link it up, like I've been saying, and hopefully we can make that happen this weekend.
For both you guys, offensively, you guys continue to just go find a way. How much does that help from a patient standpoint, knowing that you guys don't have to try to score 8 runs in the fourth inning if you get down early, that you can kind of keep chipping away and get yourself back in games?
Yeah, it's huge. You never really fill out of a game with this lineup. Even if we did get down 4 runs early in the game, I felt pretty comfortable that we would make a run at some point during the game. Like, Coach Thompson says, if you play the game the right way, the score will take care of itself. So, just kind of trying to stay in it and not lose our competitive spirit whenever, we get punched in the mouth. That's kind of been me and Kason's message to the team as of late. Just kind of staying in it, even if we face a little bit of adversity. So it's a lot. We get a lot of confidence knowing that our lineup has a very competitive spirit, and we're never out of a baseball game. So
I'd say it, especially as of late. We really pick each other up well, 1 through 9. Obviously, it helps having this guy next to me in 4-hole, but even when Bryson struggles, which is going to happen, you have guys like Ike and Foster who pick him up, and then when guys are struggling, obviously guys like Bryson will do his job, and so you're never, you don't feel like it's one side of the lineup. Anybody at any point can have a great at bat. Anybody can have a big hit, and so that's what I think allows for patience, is that we might be down trying to figure out a pitcher, but top to bottom, there's going to be someone who has a great at bat and breaks this thing open. There's going to be someone who gets on base and allows for a big opportunity or a big inning, and I think that's been showing up lately, especially the last month. Is that 1 through 9, there's a threat in every place in the lineup, and when you have guys picking each other up as well as we do, then that's when you're never out of a fight, you're never out of a game, and you can be patient and you can chip away as best you can. So it's just really fun to see when you link up 1 through 9 what can happen and how you can create offense.
Bryson, Georgia Tech closer had really, really good numbers throughout the season. To be able to have the result that you had in such a clutch situation, does that continue to build the confidence that you've had this season?
Absolutely. I'd faced that dude once before when we played him here, and made me look pretty stupid a couple times. So I knew he had a really, really good breaking ball. I knew he didn't want to get beat by his fastball, so I was probably going to see a lot of spin, and kind of just waited until I got my pitch, got to 2 strikes, and thankfully, he left one over the plate just enough for me to get some of it. But yeah, it's that game was kind of big for me because I had some struggles earlier in the game, and I was able to make an adjustment later in the game, and I kind of knew what I needed to fix in order to put some at-bats together. So, baseball is kind of a game when, you screw up enough times, you kind of eventually figure out something that works for you. So I kind of think that's true of me. I've failed a lot of times, and eventually you're going to figure out something that, kind of gets you going. And most importantly, you kind of figure out where you're bad and where not to go down in order to keep yourself in the good places more frequently. So it was big, it was exciting, but that's in the past. We're looking forward to this game and being able to put together some runs and hopefully keep them off the board as much as we can and do whatever we can do to have a successful weekend.
Kason, Butch mentioned that Drew Nelson has really worked hard since his opening start and really earned this start that he's going to have Saturday. Have you noticed that from him, his dedication to sort of working himself back?
Yeah, Drew's a good competitor. He's always competing on the mound. He's worked on stuff. Obviously, Rock and Butch are, the best pitching minds in baseball, and so they're gonna, make guys better. And Drew's obviously gotten better. The competitive spirit's always been there. Him just figuring out what he needs to do, how he needs to pitch and go about things is something that every freshman, needs to figure out. I needed to figure it out when I was his age, and all guys do. So I'm excited for him to get this start. I know we're going to get competitive innings out of him. Whether he, dominates or not, he's going to do his best and compete well. So that's all you can ask for from a position player standpoint.
Kason, Butch just talked about watching you kind of learn how to lead this team. And what do you say, like y'all talked about, when the effort's there, but maybe at the end of the game the score doesn't reflect that? Like, what do you say in the dugout to the guys?
Sometimes, the good thing about this team is that the effort's never in question. That's when it would be hard, as if you're, playing lazy and you're not really showing effort. But I don't think that's ever been the case with this team, which makes it easy for me. So it comes down to being able to execute when you need to. Butch talks about, showing up at game time. I think that's something we need to grow in a little bit, but the effort's always there. These guys have incredible fight. It pays tribute to guys like Bryson, Bobby, Nate LaRue, Cooper McMurray, all those guys. Will Cannon, just guys who fight. And so when you have that, the things that the execution, the tenets of the game are going to come. But if you're lacking effort, that's when it gets tough. And so really just trying to be positive and let guys know that, hey, as long as we'll keep fighting, we'll gain some confidence. We'll learn to dominate, and the effort's there, which is something you have to have. You can't not have effort. You can't not have fight. That's when you're in trouble, and that's not something that this team has shown at all. We've always fought. We always have effort. So trying to keep it positive after games like that when the score doesn't really reflect. Trying to let guys know, like, hey, as long as we're staying in the fight and we're continuing to do the right things, then it'll take care of itself. But we gotta execute. So it's kind of what I try to tell them sometimes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay.